to practice today. We're going to begin in a seat. I have been doing some stuff and I've kind of come back to using all the props. So if you do have one or two blocks, a strap, a blanket, and comfortable seat, usually cross-legged, and if you want to, you're more than welcome to sit on a blanket or a block, just to elevate the knees above your hips, or the hips above the knees. So hips above the knees. And as you adapt this seat, thinking about allowing yourself to feel down through the sits bones, drawing into pratyahara just by closing your eyes, another sense withdrawal. Making sure that there's a space in between your teeth, and if you'd like to gently press the tongue on the roof of the mouth, allowing your jaw to relax. Eyes can be hooded, gently open, looking 2 to 3 feet in front of you, or go ahead and just fully close your eyes. Notice if you have any forehead, frontal lobe tension, possibly through the third eye, temples, anywhere else through the brain. Start to allow the brain to relax and the mind to drop down into the sensations of the body. So today, if I can keep myself accountable, I'd like to start and end with quotes. So in your seat, eyes gently open or fully closed, knowing that you have the full sense of hearing. So with this, hearing this quote by Rod Stryker. When yoga is understood in its totality, it is neither a form of exercise, nor is it an esoteric philosophy or religion. It is a practical and comprehensive science for realizing life's ultimate aims. When yoga is understood in its totality, it is neither a form of exercise, nor is it an esoteric philosophy or religion. It is a practical and comprehensive science for realizing life's ultimate aims. So bring both hands to your heart space, one over the other. And as I get myself settled, just start to tap in to your breath space. So in this moment, there's no need to do, change, just noticing what the breath is like today as you inhale and exhale. Remembering that if your inhale is shorter than your exhale, that means that maybe you're taking on too much and you don't have a lot of space to take on anything else. If your exhales are longer, you might be in a deep period of starting to let go. And just allow that process to be as full and complete as it needs to be. So life's a game of letting go and holding on. Remembering that we can't let go of everything all at one time. So sometimes it needs to be piece by piece. And sometimes through the practice of yoga, we can actually surprise ourselves and all of a sudden realize that we just let go of something because it's no longer useful. And all of a sudden, we thought it would take forever, but it's gone in a couple of seconds. All right, so now bring your hands from your heart, palms face up or face down on your knees, drawing your shoulders the back and down, finding a further lengthening of your spine. And then take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, draw the left ear to the left shoulder. Reach the right fingertips towards the mat. Feel that nice stretch through the right side of the neck. Maybe for a breath, maybe for two. Right hand replaces on the knee. Head comes to center. Make sure you fully exhale. Inhale nice and deep, then draw the right ear towards the right shoulder. As soon as you're ready, reaching your left fingertips towards the mat space. And then inhale, coming to center. And just one time, drawing your chin down towards your heart space. Exhale. On your inhale, open, open, open throat. One more time. Exhale, exhale, chin to yourself or to your chest. And if there's anything you'd like to say to yourself just in this moment, bring in an intention, a dedication, doing that now. And then bring your head above your shoulders. So we're loosely going to focus on mandalas or circles today, as well as flowing from bridge pose some of the time. So for circle or mandala, please go ahead and do this slowly. Begin to roll the neck with conscious effort in your first direction, either clockwise or counterclockwise, doesn't matter, absolutely no judgment. And through our practices, releasing our shoulds, our have-tos, our wants, all of those are going to increase self-pity, self-loathing, maybe even a little bit of self-hate. So let it go and let it be what it is. As your head reaches the left shoulder, consciously changing the direction, full neck rolls in the other and opposite direction. And once you have the full, concise circle, allowing yourself to start to add your breath. Releasing work, sleep, stress tensions here, drawing the head to center and drawing the shoulders back and down, releasing the arms out from the sides, and then begin to circle your arms forward. So no bigger than the size of about a soccer ball or a basketball. If you want to go quick, you can stay about the size of a golf ball or a tennis ball and start to do this really quickly forward. And then notice how this changes the breath. Try to keep a tall spine. Keep circling. Really notice if tension starts to build up through your shoulders. And we're building to a point of maximum sometimes so we can release all of those tensions and stressors that have built up. So start to increase your pace or maybe the size of the circle, right? Just a little bit more. And you can see that you can go from slower and bigger to faster and smaller as you wish for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then release, hands down. Circular breath on your inhale. Inhale, rise your arms up, palms touch. Exhale, tracing the front line of the spine. Inhale with the whole length of your inhale, arms rise up, palms touch. Exhale, 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 hands through the heart. Inhale. Sometimes as we practice yoga, all we're trying to do is either understand, release, or push through to the next cycle of our lives. Exhale, tracing the front line of the spine. One more time, deep inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, exhale, exhale. And a couple of times, just kind of move through the shoulders, maybe even a nice figure 8. And then arms draw out. So we went backwards, right? Forward. So now we're going to go backwards. Allow yourself to start circling backwards. So this can be slow and small, fast and small, fast and bigger, but no bigger than the size of a basketball or a soccer ball, right? Just so you keep that sacred tension. And also we're not standing. If we were standing, we might go a little bit bigger, and we might meet that when we do come to a standing position. But here, keep control, right? So one of the things when life feels out of control and completely chaotic, one thing we can do is actually control our practice. So think about maybe picking up the pace a little bit, and then remember, sometimes we want to meet that barrier or boundary where we start to want to resist and give up. You can do this. Keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. So arms come down by your sides. Move the right arm a little bit away from the leg. Plant your palm. Left arm draws its way up and over. So if you've been practicing with me on these videos, we've come to some Kapalabahti as well as breath of fire. So thinking about, you can stay at long, slow, deep breathing, or start to engage into Kapalabhati, bellows breath, or breath of fire. And let's go ahead and release the breath. The left palm comes down to the floor, a little bit away from the left hip. Right arm draws up and over. So more simple, mellow mood. Stay long, slow, deep breathing. Kapalabhati is just hearing your exhale. Breath of fire is hearing inhale and exhale. And release your breath work, breath pattern. Exhale. Hands come down to your knees. So if you're used to a non-heated practice, maybe you stay at long, slow, deep breathing. So if you're used to working in a heated room, or just say you live in Costa Rica, right, and just practice in the natural heat, you might want to start to pump the breath a little bit more to create that heat that you might not have in an actual heated hot yoga space. So if you want some balance, which is not in my practice right now, go ahead and switch the legs. So my right leg's in forward, you would switch to left, or vice versa. So we're still in our comfortable seat, and we're coming to the Sufi grind. So make sure you feel both outer ankles on the floor. Hands or palms face down on your knees. And so now another circle, cycle, or mandala, right? Start to circle the body in one direction. So clockwise or counterclockwise, it doesn't matter. Keep thinking about wrapping yourself around your spine. Might stay with long, slow, deep breathing here. Either full circle inhale, full circle exhale, or as you inhale, it's the long spine. As you exhale, that's when you bring your chest in between your knees. So keep circling. Sometimes it's good to remind us the purpose of practice, the goal or the aim. Just because part of it is exercise, part of it might be philosophy, part of it might be science, right? What is your goal? What is your reason for showing up? Yoga just cares that you show up under any circumstance. With control, precision, change your direction. Start circling the other way. If you're in a heated mood, right, you can start to move the circle faster. The more you have consciousness of your palms on your knees pressing a little bit, the more you're going to start to open up your hips. So just your practice, your pace. You showed up. Remember, nobody's watching. You're in the comfort of your own home. So you can skip things. You can modify just a little bit. Keep going. A few more rounds. If tensions arise too much, please exhale through the mouth. Inhale, rise, long, tall, stacked spine, please. Maybe shift around just a little bit. And then moving into twisting. Twists are good for digestion. Inhale, arms rise up, fingertips, palms touch. As you exhale, please twist to your right or to your left side. Inhale, drop through center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, rise center. Exhale, keep going. And exhale, even out your sides and move through your shoulders just a little bit. Make sure you started to create some fluidity there. And then also just notice if you're stuck. Sometimes there's days we just need to notice if we are stuck. All right, so let's go ahead and come on to all fours. 4-point pose, also known as tabletop position more often than not. So hands underneath your shoulders and then your knees underneath your hips. Go ahead and tuck your toes if you want to, or feel free to be on the tops of your feet. If you've been on your feet a lot and feel that the soles of the feet need a stretch, then tuck your toes. So 4 parts here as we inhale, lift the spine up, angry cat pose. Exhale, hips draw back towards your heels. Inhale, still an angry cat, 4-point pose. Then your exhale into cow, lower the belly. So start to move with your practice, your pace. Inhale, rise the spine, tuck the chin. Exhale, press it back to your heels. Inhale, keep the spine rounded, chin in. Exhale, open the throat, lower your belly. Inhale, tuck it up and then rise the spine. Exhale, hips to your heels. Inhale, rise it back up. Exhale, lower your belly down. Keep rounding through. And walk towards the front of your mat space. Go ahead and roll over your ankles to your comfortable seat. So from here, please come to Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together and your knees out to the side. So begin just to allow yourself to flutter the knees. You have a nice grip on your ankles. So now as you inhale, draw your knees in. Exhale, lower your knees to the floor. Inhale, draw the V up. As you exhale, press the outer knees down. Just in case you're not getting it, I'll show it to you from the front. Inhale, draw everything up. Exhale, draw it down. Maybe puff the chest forward. Inhale, draw, hug, squeeze, abduct. Exhale, abduct. Draw your knees towards the mat space. Inhale, rise, 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 hug. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Knees towards your mat space. 2 more rounds. Inhale. And please go ahead and take the legs out in front of you, hands behind you, and then begin to rock a little bit. Knees from side to side, side to side, side to side. So landing to your left side here, allowing yourself to draw the left sole of the foot to the top of the right thigh. So you're making two mountains, and then go ahead and bring your right hand to your left knee and start to twist around. So here is a good place to have another choice of long, slow, deep breathing or breath of fire. And exhale. So now once again, come to center and allow yourself to tick-tock the knees from side to side, side to side. And this time we'll go ahead and land towards the right side. So two mountain sole, the right foot, top of the left thigh, left hand to the right knee. And I forgot to say Kapalabahti, but long, slow, deep breathing. Kapalabhati, forceful exhale, or breath of fire. And let's go ahead and untwist, unwind. Hopefully you're lucky enough to have a block. If you do, please go ahead and grab that now. So before we use the block though, we're going to be warming up our bridge flow. So allow yourself to roll down onto your mat space, fully and completely adjust your clothing if you need to, and become comfortable in a bridge prep pose, which is your knees are bent and your feet are hips width apart, and try to walk your heels up to your glutes as close as they can, but also comfortable, so you may get a little too close and realize you need to walk your feet back a little bit forward. In this time, lift all 10 toes, feel your arches, feel the balls of the feet and the heels evenly on your mat space. So from here, you can choose to use the arms or not. As you inhale, you'll rise your hips up, hold. As you exhale, roll down the spine. So you can either use the arms up and overhead, inhale, chest closer towards your chin, hold for a moment, don't let the knees go outward. As you exhale, lower back down to your mat space. So keep going for at least 9 rounds if you can. Lift it up, chest towards your chin, feel your glutes engage, your thighs, exhale, lower your way back down. Sometimes we slide on our mat. Go ahead and allow yourself to readjust if that happens, and keep going with the breath. So even when we're not flowing chaturanga, we're doing vinyasa right now as we match our movement and our breath together. A few more. Please remember, time takes time. Whether you're letting go of anger, whether you have heartbreak, whether you're in a period of rehab. Sometimes we're in a period of joy and freedom in our body, right? So oftentimes life is determined by the highs and lows, and consistency of practice allows us to be content and have balance and not focus so much on the highs and the lows, which inevitably will lead us to either a crash or an ultimate euphoric feeling. All right, so I'm going to leave it up to yogi's choice here. You can go ahead and hold bridge pose, or you can make it a restorative pose by using a block. So remember, if you'd like to hold the position, you can also have the block in between the thighs. Allow the fingers to interlace underneath you, and you keep pressing the floor away, and your chin gets your chest gets closer to your chin. If you'd like to hang out in a more restorative version, allow yourself to lift up your hips and place the block at any level. Just make sure it's supportive of the sacrum and hold the pose. So once you become comfortable, allowing yourself to choose, am I staying at long, slow, deep breathing? Do I want to go to my forceful exhale, Kapalabahti, very cleansing breath, or do I want to move to breath of fire, sometimes even more heating and cleansing? So in an Ayurvedic perspective as well, not just whether you practice non-heated or heated yoga, if you need nourishment, if you're in a period of rehab, then you allow yourself possibly the long, slow, deep breathing. If you're in a period of cleansing where you're trying to move a lot of stuff through the body, you're starting to feel really, really strong, everything has all of its working parts, that's when you start to move towards your Kapalabahti or your Bastrika, breath of fire. Wherever you're at, release your hands or lift your hips up and off of your block space. And then allow yourself to release your legs out for just a moment. And then draw your knees into your chest. As you draw your knees into your chest, hug the hands, arms around your shins. How dramatic you make this, your fingers or your elbows, is totally up to you. It's more important that you feel as much of the spine on the floor as possible. As you inhale, rise your nose to your knees. Exhale, lower your way back down. Inhale, rise your way up 2. Exhale, lower down 2. Inhale, rise up 3, hold, and then begin breath of fire. That was 50 for at least to me. Don't judge, just release from wherever you're at. Short interim Shavasana, legs go out long, arms come by your sides, heels in, toes out, and notice sensations of pins and needles, heat, cool, blood flow, what's stagnant or stuck. Alright, please bring legs together, point the toes. So after our Shavasanas, we're going to come into 20 core pulses. As you inhale, arms rise up and overhead. Exhale, lift it up, and then start to pulse your fingertips towards your toes. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Draw your knees into your chest. Cross your ankles. As you cross your ankles, kick up towards the sky. Start to rock forward and back, Forward and back on the spine. And then going ahead, rocking up to your comfortable seat, unless you can do squat unsupported, right? Malasana, or also known as garland pose. Please come ahead and sit on a block. So my femur is not preventing me from doing one of my favorite positions, which this is, without support. And so once again, knowing exactly where you're at, nourishing, cleansing, rehab, or super strong, and that powerful force that sometimes a life can grant us. So here we're just moving through a nice breath. Begin by bringing your elbows on your inner knees. So take a deep inhale with a long spine. As you exhale, use your knees to press your elbows, arms straight. Inhale, lift it back up. As you exhale, start to move it out. Inhale, start to draw it in. Open those hips. As you exhale, press. And we're going for 9, so 6 more rounds. Inhale, draw it in. As you exhale, draw it back out. Inhale, inhale, lift. Exhale, exhale, exhale. A few more. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart space center. So here you're checking in with yourself. How do I feel today? Would I like to move into cat and cow, Marjariasana, spinal flexion from tabletop? Would I like to move in to knees, chest, and chin, rounding through that? Would I like to move in to full chaturanga dandasana? Or what's in my practice right now is I've been really loving breath of fire, plank to downward facing dog. So no matter what our choice is, you have choice, you have preference, and we're going to come to this probably 4 times, this choice, so you can do one of each if you wish. Allow yourself to find downward facing dog. So I've really been loving bent knee dog. It's totally up to you how your downward facing dog looks. Maybe heel to the feet, start to walk it out from side to side. Allow yourself to just maybe shake the head, yes and no. All right, so once again, spinal flexion, knees, chest, and chin, full chaturanga, or plank to down dog with a breath of fire. Go ahead and start now for a few rounds. Finish off your last round. Find your downward facing dog here within the next couple of moments. Find that downward facing dog for 1 breath. Pull your way forward into your plank pose. Hug your belly in. Hug your belly in. Hug your belly in. Drop down towards your knees. Pull back towards your heels. And allow yourself to find Vajrasana. After you find Vajrasana for just a quick moment, and take your legs out to the side. So once again, from here, feet are a little bit wider than the hips. Allow yourself to tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock from either side. Knees land to the left. Make your mountains. Left sole of the foot on the top of the right thigh. Right hand to the outer left knee. And then Ujjayi, long, slow, deep breathing. Ocean sound possible. Kapalabahti, forceful exhales, unheard inhales, or breath of fire pulse. And let it go, whatever breath you were doing. Come to center, tick-tock to the right and to the left. Couple of rounds here, and then we'll go ahead and land our knees to the right. Sole of the right foot, top of the left thigh, and left hand outside that right knee. Go ahead and twist it around. And right, even though we're working towards balance, doesn't mean we always need to choose the same breath. Let's go ahead and unwind our pose to Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. And let's go ahead and puff our heart forward and do little butterfly pulses up and down and up and down and up and down. So if you're not in a period of rehab, don't worry about using a block underneath your sacrum. Just worry about using the block underneath your respective foot, as I call it, for the next set of bridge. So as you're ready, allowing yourself to possibly have two blocks, one for underneath one foot and one for underneath the sacrum. So remembering, if you're in more of a cleansing, strong part of life, no need to use the block underneath the sacrum. If you're more nourishing, more restorative, more rehab, then go ahead and place a block underneath the sacrum. So we're going to go ahead and place one block underneath the right foot. And so underneath your left foot, left foot, left foot. As you place it underneath your left foot, some of us are going to just lift our hips and go from there. So if you want to have more stability, more support, place the block underneath your sacrum. So then from here, now you have your bridge pose. Little bit awkward, right? So the left knee is going to be above the right leg. As you're ready, lengthen your right leg out. And then as you're ready, inhale, rise the right leg. For those of us not using the blocks, the sacrum would hit the floor here. And then lower that right heel back down, and then you would lift your hips. Inhale, you'd lower them down if you're not on the block, and then lift up as you lower the heel. Couple more rounds. You want to try it without the block, you can release it. And so now hip sacrum to the floor. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale. So I'm not going to be able to do the strong movement on the other side. So if you prefer this, make sure you know that you prefer that, and feel free to do that the whole 9 times on the other side. So now switch the block to underneath the right foot, please. Allow yourself to lift up either into unsupported or supported bridge with the block underneath your sacrum. And come correct, everything nice and straight. As you're ready, lift your left leg up. Exhale, lower your left leg to the floor. 9 times. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower it down. Once again, if you're not using the block, as you lift the leg, lower the back sacrum to the floor. As you lower the straight leg heel to the floor, lift your hips back up. Feel your glutes and your thighs. Two more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. And then lift up and off the block if you need to. All right, so now please kick the foot block to the side. If that's the only one you have, then now that one will come underneath the sacrum. So from here, inhale, rise, block on your level, either lowest, high, or higher. And make sure it's supportive of the sacrum. Allow yourself to draw one knee in and then one leg straight, other knee in, and then other leg straight. So coming into your supported shoulder stand here. And then since we're going to hold this pose, this one you can either start to once again draw into your Ujjayi, long, slow, deep breathing, Kapalabahti, or your breath of fire. One leg comes down, other leg comes down. Lift your way up and off of the block. Lower your way down. Draw your knees into your chest. Hug around the shins. And lift up the head. Make sure the cervical spine is straight and tailbone is to your mat space. All right, so inhale, first breath, rise your nose to your knee, hug it in like a big bear hug. Exhale, 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 lower to your mat space. Inhale, rise, 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 nose to your knees, hold. Exhale, lower it down. Keep going there. Now, breath of fire, lifting your nose to your knees, and then begin to pump. Exhale, take a short interim Shavasana, legs out, arms by your sides, heels in, toes out, and soft eyes, or you can close them, soft jaw. All right, legs together, toes pointed. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Lift it up. Exhale. 1, Pulse towards fingertips to toes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Exhale, lower your way down. As you lower your way down, allow yourself to bring your knees into your chest, ankles cross, and begin to roll on the spine. And really roll it out for maybe 3 to 5 rounds. And you can either step or jump your way back to your downward facing dog. Maybe being fancy and throwing in a chaturanga there if you wish, or go ahead and be a grandma like me and take your time into your downward facing dog. So can all have that Leela or play, make fun of ourselves, right? I'm not making fun of you. And then our right leg, once you're ready, will lift and then start to draw circles 9 times, first direction. Right leg comes down, come forward, knees drop, exhale, belly to floor, inhale, rise the spine, exhale, lower belly 2, inhale, rise the spine, exhale, lower belly 3, rise the spine, lift your hips, lower your heels, left leg lifts, and begin to circle. And left leg comes down. Feel free to chaturanga it or just to drop your knees. 3 spinal flexes. Inhale, rise your spine. Exhale, lower your belly. Inhale, rise the spine. Exhale, lower your belly. Inhale, rise the spine. Exhale, lower your belly. As you're ready, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Forgot to say it behooved you to remember which direction you went. So now opposite direction, right leg, and allow yourself to circle 9 times. Right leg comes down, left leg 9 times. You can be doing really small circles. You can be doing really big circles. Drop your knees and sit back to your hero's pose. Go ahead and take your left wrist in your right hand. Draw your chin to your chest and then pull the arms straight. And then switch. So left hand grabs the right wrist, pull your arm straight. All right, now from here, find your plank pose. As you find your plank pose, right knee to left elbow, and then left knee to left elbow. Start to switch from side to side. You can be having a little bit more movement than me, right? Not a big deal, just side to side, side to side. Drop your knees down. I know some of you have a full side plank. I do not, so I'll be doing supported. Allow yourself to kickstand your left leg out to the side for supported, and your right leg comes back. Left hand to the floor. You can also use a block here if you wish. And then start to circle that right arm back. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, circle, right arm back, and maybe you find that you start supported and then lengthen your bottom left leg to meet the right as you build strength. Then from here, start your mandala circle in the other direction, coming back forward, or the reverse of how you started. Our brains work differently, and sometimes it's funny, right? We only hear what we want to hear, even though we say circle backwards, your brain circles forwards, and or vice versa. All right, so let that arm go, and then from here, come through to center. Full side plank, or kickstand your right leg at this point. Left leg comes back. Your right hand can be to the floor if you have really long arms, or to a block, and then start to circle your left arm back behind. And switch your direction, coming forward or your reverse. And coming out at this time, feel free to throw chaturanga in there if you wish from downward facing dog, or just go ahead and drop your knees and legs come to the side. So as your legs come to the side, once again, allow yourself to start to tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. So you're more than welcome to do the twist that we've been doing. Or now come to Dandasana. As you come to Dandasana, draw your right leg in. As you draw your right leg in, feel free to keep it on the inside of the left knee, or go ahead and take it to the outside of the left knee. Please flex your left foot, long leg. Right arm comes behind you, and I'm going to hug my leg in today. You're more than welcome to maybe bring it outside the hip, hand to the heart, but I'm going to allow myself to do the bear grip, bringing my fingers together to where the palm starts, and then twist around. So Kapalabahti, Ujjayi breathing, breath of fire, active, active, left leg and twist. And release. So taking a little tick-tock from side to side, or go ahead and find your boat pose. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then right leg goes out longer. Feel free to do that twist that we started with. And bring the left leg in, hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. Feel free to walk it to the outside of the right foot. Flex your right foot. Right leg is fully active. Left arm comes behind you. You can stay open, or now come to your bear grip, or maybe your right elbow outside your left knee. Look beyond that left shoulder, and then begin breath. And as you're ready, unwind. Feel free to take a little break, Baddha Konasana or your boat pose. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then release. So remember, if you're nourishing and restorative, please go ahead and have your block. And this time, once again, we're going to be holding bridge pose. As we hold bridge pose, I'm going to go ahead and cue starting to lift opposite leg and then putting it back down to the normal pose if you feel like getting a little bit more heated. Once again, I can only do that on and demonstrate it on one side, so it's just alternate leg lifts in bridge if you want to start to go deeper beyond holding the pose. If you really want to make sure you're getting your adduction in, really strengthening your thighs and your glutes, then at this time, please go ahead and place a block narrowest level in between your legs. Roll down onto your back, please, now at this time, if you haven't started without me. So then from here, walking your heels back towards your glutes, and then coming up into your Setu Bandhasana. So as you come into your Setu Bandhasana, allowing yourself to really interlace your fingers. Hopefully palms are together all the way to the wrist. Activate your thighs, your glutes, lift all 10 toes. If you would like to, you can start marching on your inhale. Lift your left leg up. As you exhale, lower it back down to the pose. Inhale, lifting your right leg up. As you exhale, lowering it down. If you're just holding the pose, hold the pose. Keep making it stronger. Opening up our shoulders, our heart, our ribs, our whole front side of the body. Stabilizing our blood pressure, any thyroid issues, anxiety. So really stabilizing the blood. And if you become numb, like me, sometimes that's okay, right? Numbness is one of those sensations, just like dizziness, lightheadedness, that we can get during our yoga practices. If you want to, pump a deeper breath. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then even out your sides. If you're marching, release the vertebra one by one down to the floor after you release your hands, of course, and then allowing yourself to come down into your interim Shavasana. Body lies on the floor just for a moment. All right, knees draw into your chest and go ahead and hug your shins. And back to our inhale, drawing nose to your knees, hug it and hold for a moment. Exhale, exhale, lower it down. Inhale, rise, 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 nose to your knees. Exhale, lower it down. Keep going for a couple more rounds. Or now inhale, draw nose to knee, and then pump a breath of fire. And exhale, let it go. Legs are nice and long. This time to move on with core work. Interlace your fingers behind your head and your elbows are nice and wide. All right, so most of us know what to do. As you're ready, right elbow to left knee and then left elbow to right knee. And then keep going, at least 10 rounds to each side. Into your chest, rock it back and forth, and back and forth, back and forth. So you can come to seated and then stand up, or rock yourself all the way up to standing. So as you come all the way up to standing, allow yourself to draw feet about as wide as the mat space. Forgiving knees, so nice softness in your knees, rolling your shoulders back and down. And then please ground your eyes for a moment because we pretty quickly went from the floor to standing. So notice how your heart feels. Notice that you feel that you're grounded through your feet. So remember, your arm circles can stay small or they can start to get bigger. And as they get bigger, you'll cross them right in front of the body. All right, so let's start forward. As you start forward, allow yourself to start to slowly build it up and then circle the arms forward, more forward, more forward, and more forward. See if you can pick up the pace for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Modified chair. Bring your feet together and then allow yourself to have straight elbows as you just allow yourself to come back to your breath. You can kind of just hang the ribs and the core off of your shoulders and hips here since you have a steady base and steady arms. All right, so coming back to standing, you might separate your feet a little bit if it helps you, more of a give in the knees, maybe toes gently out. So we went forward. Now we'll go ahead and go backwards. So you might start small, right? You can stay at your sides if you want to get really big and then start to cross your arms in front of you as you keep circling the arms back. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Begin to slow it down. Release. Stay standing. Or walk the feet in just a little bit. Bend into modified chair. Fingers out, thumbs in. Straight arms. And then begin to just release. Eyes focused. 1 point only. All right, come to the top of your mat space. I'd like to do this facing the camera. So I'm going to switch my tops of the mat, but you stay exactly where you are. And coming to your Tadasana or your mountain pose, nice and fully grounded. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, forward bend. As you forward bend, heel to the feet, right and left, right and left, right and left, right and left. Bend through both knees, stepping your left foot back, heel comes down. And then as you're ready, allow yourself to lift up into your warrior two position. So eager warrior, resistant warrior, try to be a patient warrior, shoulders over your hips. Moving warrior two. Inhale, arms lift up, right toes in. Exhale, left toes draw their way out. Inhale, rise it up. Turn the right toes out. Exhale to the back. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the front. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the back, hold with a right bent knee. Inhale through center, right toes in, left toes out, bend into your left front knee, and then hold. All right, hands come up, both toes are in, and draw your hands to your hips. So look down. The outsides of the feet are either parallel to the sides of the mat, or toes are gently in, and then your heels are gently out. So allowing yourself to grab opposite elbow overhead, and then start to circle towards the left leg, and then begin to circle up. Exhale, lower your way down. Inhale, rise the circle. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, stay in a forward fold if you're getting too dizzy. So one thing is that we want to, impress the people around us or the teacher. Sometimes it is not about impression. It is about listening to your body. Hands gently to your lower back, press your hips forward, and then go ahead, exhale, forward fold if you're not already there. So you can hold your fold or exhale, bend into your elbows lower. Inhale, rise and lift. Exhale, start to lower a little bit more. Inhale, rise and lift. Exhale, come to lower. Hands come to your hips. Lift your way up here. Hands come up and overhead, and then begin your circles to your right side. Inhale, lift. Once again, feel free to hold your fold if these circles, for some reason, aren't serving you. It's not a big deal. Tend to make mountains out of molehills, right? Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're really easygoing people. But thinking about consistency of practice moves its way into a more content and balanced life. All right, here, if you want a little bit of power before we move in, to our fold again, arms rise up, and then reach at your flat back point. At your flat back point, if you don't want to hold the arms, draw your elbows back, and then press it away. Exhale, draw it back, 2. press it away. Exhale, draw it back. 3, press it away. Exhale, 4, press it away. Exhale, 5, press it away. Exhale, 6, press. Exhale, 7, press. Exhale, 8, press. Exhale, 9. Arms draw out. I have some tripod headstanders. Go ahead and do that. Or go deep into your forward fold. Remember, sometimes you can always have a block underneath your forehead. Coming up and out, just halfway out, just for a little disclaimer. Wheel, Urdhva Dhanurasana, is not in my practice right now. So we'll go from Urdhva Dhanurasana, wheel pose, to Matsyasana, fish, supported or non-supported, or supported or non-supported shoulder stand, to supported or non-supported fish. So if you don't want to do wheel, right, then we'll come into our supported or non-shoulder stand. If you do want to do wheel, then make sure you take the time for your maximum back bend today. All right, so turning towards the left foot, left toes, draw their way out, right toes heel, up, step back, left, and either pull through your chaturanga or just come back to your downward facing dog. So go ahead and pull through one more of those, or just enjoy maybe your last downward facing dog. As you're ready, pull forward to plank, drop your knees, legs move out to the side, and then in front of you. So you can come to our first twist, right, if you wish, or we're going to bind up like a pretzel now. So as you're ready, thinking about your left leg is straight, your right knee comes in. Option 1. Option 2, your right leg crosses outside your left knee. Option 3, now your left heel comes back towards your right outer hip. All right, stand tall for just a moment, and then right arm comes behind you. As your right arm comes behind you, don't send it back, right, and become lazy. Bring it close to the spine, left arm lifts up, press that right knee out of the way. Try to grab on someday. You can grab the outside of your mat, maybe the clothing at your shin, or someday, goals, your left kneecap. And let's just go with long, slow, deep breathing here, unless you want to pump out something another time. We're not quite towards cool down yet, but we want to start to soften the mind, especially in a digestive pose too, allowing ourselves, although we're toning the core, how do we tone, but still keep the quality of a little bit of softness, little bit of grace. Inhale, find length. Exhale, use your arms to twist. If your right hand becomes light, take it behind you to your left hip. Keep twisting, twisting, twisting. Little bit more, little bit more, little bit more. And then allow yourself to unwind. Addition, so left leg goes out straight, and then right foot comes to the inner left thigh and then moves its way out. If you have a strap or clothing, go ahead. So when you come to this position, you have support. Working into meet a head pose, Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, reach two more rounds. Get it working in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, exhale. Inhale, lift. Hands around the sole of the foot. Shoulders are level. So if your shoulders are hiking like this, you may need a strap or clothing. So thinking also too, hopefully you can see this through my spine. Inhale, you can rise and lift. Exhale. That's a great way to get deeper into your pose. You can also do that with your strap, right? Inhale. Exhale, elbows bend, heart forward. Inhale. Exhale, holds. If your forehead can touch your knee, do that now. Inhale, rise, and then extend your right leg out straight. Go ahead and shake it out a little bit, one or both knees if you need to. And so now, I forget if I can pretzel on this side or not. So draw your left leg in. Sole of the foot can stay on the inner right thigh knee. It can start to cross over. And if you can, allow yourself to draw that right heel towards the left hip. Try to ground both sits bones no matter where you're at here. And then once you grab a tall spine, make sure you do that first, please. Allow your left arm to come behind you. As your left arm comes behind you, right arm lifts its way up, presses that left knee out of the way. Someday you might grab onto your outer mat space, the clothing at the shin, maybe your right kneecap, or you can simply place your hand to your heart. Begin your long, slow, deep breathing, please. Into X, into X. Inhale to your exhale. Healthy, whole, good. If your left hand becomes light, bind it up just a little bit more, but keep that left sits bone grounded. Inhale, lift, long spine. Exhale, twist. Twist, inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Twist, twist. And then go ahead, please, and unwind. Right leg comes out straight. And then left sole of the foot to your inner right thigh. Feel free to have your strap or just your hands. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, reach towards the leg. Inhale, lift and rise. Exhale, exhale, reach. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, reach. One more round, please. Inhale, rise, rise. Exhale, reach. If your shoulders are unlevel, right, maybe you need a strap. Sometimes we need just a little bit of support, but we don't want to ask for it. Sometimes we flat out just don't want to ask for help. So asking our yoga practice for that intuitive help as we need it. Can start to do little spinal flexes through the back. Long, slow, deep breathing. Barrier of first resistance. And then notice where your resistant poses are, where your comfortable poses are in your practices. The ones that you have attachments to, right? As humans, we just are attached. And that doesn't mean that we also don't let go easily, but we do have our attachments. If your forehead can meet your knee, do so now. Inhale, slowly start to walk your hands back, coming into an interim Baddha Konasana. So once again, soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. You can walk your pelvic floor towards your heels or vice versa. As you inhale, do your best, close it in. As you exhale, open up your hips. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, open, open, open. Inhale, rise and lift. Lift, exhale, exhale, open. All right, so my choices are supported shoulder stand and unsupported fish. But remember, if you want your maximum back bend of your day of practice, then you are setting up for wheel. All right, so let's all move into our bridge prep pose. Roll down onto your back. As you roll down onto your back, remember you can do 2 wheel poses, right? Try to go for 9 breaths. That's a sacred number in yoga. It's the Trinity, right? 3 times 3 and 9 times 9, 108. Like, it just is a yogic number. Because I don't want to explain it. But allowing yourself from here to come. And remember, Urdhva Dhanurasana, make sure that you don't have splaying elbows. You want to hug your arms towards your ears, solid, 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 and lift up maybe to the crown of the head first and then totally up. If you'd like to do shoulder stand, feel free to go into your plow pose and hands to your lower back body before you lift one leg at a time. Or supported shoulder stand, block on your most comfortable level, and then lift one leg at a time up into your pose. And little note disclaimer for women, I'm somebody who can do inversions around cycle time. They actually really help me out. That is usually a no-no for many people. But I normally find that for most people, not all, I'm not in your body, supported shoulder stand can be an accessible inversion when you're on your cycle. So wheel pose, remember you're moving your heart towards the back of your mat space. You keep really drawing into your feet. You feel all that energy from the arches of the feet lifting up through your hips. Those of us in shoulder stand, you try to stack everything straighter and straighter and straighter. Those of us in supported shoulder stand on the block, you might want to begin to point and flex the feet. Give the ankles and feet some love, right? Especially if you stand on them all day long, just say you do a lot of contracting work and stuff like that. So just allowing yourself to go into your pose, maybe a little bit deeper here. And then always a good rule of thumb, coming out the way that you went in. All right, so coming out of your pose and slowly softening onto the floor. If you went into full shoulder stand, you can transition into full unsupported fish. So if you would like supported fish pose, remember the block comes behind your heart space, back lobes of the lungs, the scapula, and then you lie your way back. You can have your second block underneath your head if you don't like the throat opening, right? So everything is supported. So you can be using the block, arms down by your sides. You're more than welcome to come to that Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. If you want to try it unsupported, then at this time, allow yourself fingers underneath. Come down onto one elbow, other elbow, drop your head back. You can place a little bit of weight on the crown of the head or none at all. I'll go ahead and leave it up to you. Heart keeps rising up higher. Throat is open, maximum heart opener. One thing you can do is you can lift the legs, or once again, you can pump a breath of fire. All right, let's Let's hold this for just a little bit longer. And then we open to close, and then we close to open. Right now we're all introverted in our homes, and then eventually there will be a big blossoming out, and we'll all return to those things that we love and realize really meant a lot to us. All right, knees into your chest, maybe move the head side to side, coming into full Paschimottanasana, full forward fold. Rock and roll forward and back on the spine, and then rock yourself all the way up, staff pose or Dandasana. Have trouble folding or sensitive lower back, start to bring your feet about hips width apart, or once again, just grab your strap. So interlace the fingers, reach it up, then trace the legs, reach. Inhale, lift it up, exhale, reach. 2. 4 rounds, inhale, lift and rise, exhale. Inhale, rise and lift, exhale, and then with your strap or with your hands, or even if you need more room, grab the block and place it at the soles of the feet, and maybe it'll help you to walk it out here just a little bit. Remember to get deeper, spinal flexion. Alright, very gently, slowly rise it up. Alright, I'll leave it up to you. We're going to come into Setaliasana or your half pigeon. So Setaliasana will return to those mountains of the legs, right? And this is the twist that we started with in practice. I don't have half pigeon on both sides right now, but please go ahead into half pigeon if you wish. So here, this is a nice, good hip opener, usually accessible to most people. I am going to take a block with me for my head space for today, though. So Setaliasana, pigeon, you know what you're doing, right? Maybe you lift your arms up, possible a little bit of side bending, and then as you're ready, walk your way out. Forehead can come to the floor, or it can come down to the block, and then compress. Wherever you're at, you're compressing. Hopefully you started on your right side. I guess I should have been a good yoga teacher and cued the side, but hopefully you're doing your right leg. Doesn't really matter. Either way, compress your belly to that front leg and feel and breathe deeply into the outside of that hip. half pigeoners, if you want to add in that knees, chest, and chin or chaturanga, be a rock star, go right ahead. And animal relaxation pose, people with me, switch your legs. And we'll go other side. Sorry if it's not the left for you, it's the left for me. Just make sure you switch, that all that really counts. If you need to twist over, maybe lift up, do a little side bend from side to side. If your third eye can easily reach the floor, just fold and reach. If you'd like to take that block with you, then take the block with you and then place your third eye down on the block. And then once again, just compress the upper body to the front leg. All right, inhale as you're ready, up and out of your pose. For half pigeoners, please come lying on your back. Maybe first a Talyasana. You might want to do one more Baddha Konasana. Notice any softness around your eyes. And then as you're ready, maybe covering up with a blanket, but try not to have anything underneath your back body. Go ahead and roll down into Shavasana. So we're back to a place of not needing to do or change anything. So if you need to, any final poses of your choice, go right ahead and take them now. And you're in your own space too, right? So if it serves you to stay in a comfortable seat and meditate during Shavasana, go right ahead and do that. But calm body, calm mind, calm spirit, whether you choose to have a meditative seat or that long body and corpse pose. Just going to round through a couple rounds, 9 rounds, sacred number in yoga, just of that Ganesha mantra, Om Gam Ganapate Namaha, asking for all barriers, obstacles to be removed out of our way. So finding your eyes closed, your eyes are soft, or they're dropping into the space behind them. Whatever position, seated or lying on the floor that you're in, you're grounded, you're deep, you're loyal, and you're heavy, that sacred heaviness of just knowing that you're here, a human having a spiritual experience right here, right now, in this moment. In Shavasana, arms can be down by your side, or one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly as you notice the natural breath. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. 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 Om Gam Ganapate The love for practice comes from knowing its importance. We have been given our body, our breath, and our mind so that we can use them and find life's purpose and meaning. The love for practice comes from knowing its importance. We have been given our body, our breath, and our mind so that we can use them and find life's purpose and meaning. Pandit Rajnan Tignuat, PhD from the Himalayan Institute. And beginning to enliven your senses by first beginning your deeper breath in and out through the body. Pranam, pranayama, the life force, in and out, and in and out, and in and out. On your next inhale, allowing yourself to start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, and allow yourself to make circles through the wrists, through the ankles. As you begin to make small movements of the body, inhale, arms rise up and overhead, up and overhead, up and overhead. Full body stretch 1 to 3 times. And then as you're ready, collect your knees into your heart space center. As you allow yourself to draw your knees into your heart space center, hold them close, one last big bear hug. And then, as always, at the Mandala studio, right, you can roll to the right side for energy. You can roll to the left side for patience and harmony. And take a moment before lifting up to seat. Your final choice is to once again cross your ankles. Begin to rock forward and back, forward and back, forward and back on the spine. Remember, that's really good for the synovial fluid. And lifting your way up to your comfortable seat now or within the next couple of moments. That rock and rolling is for balance, unless you're quiet, safe at home, and need a couple more minutes of Shavasana. So deep, but sometimes heated floor practice. Hopefully you're feeling grounded and loyal. That's my word. Loyal to yourself, loyal to your practice, and loyal to the things that you love. So allowing the spine to lift, drawing the shoulders, the back and down, eyes are closed for our final 2 breaths. As you inhale, arms rise up and overhead till the palms touch. Exhale, drawing thumbs to heart space, chin to bow. Inhale, final breath inwards. And as you exhale, bowing forward and down. Namaste. Always thank yourself for showing up. Great to see you. Later.